all yours.
Hey, Harold. So on behalf of the High Holiday Task Force, I just want to share with everybody how this came about, the process that we've been going through and will continue to go through till the holidays. First of all, we took this commitment incredibly seriously. As much as I know many of us want to be in the building, we needed to make a decision well in advance of the holidays so that we could plan appropriately. We surveyed other synagogues, both locally as well as across the country. We surveyed our own community through SurveyMonkey, and we had both formal and informal discussions with clergy as well as with congregants. And ultimately, as much as we wanted to be able to offer services in person or do some type of hybrid scenario, the decision was made to only have virtual services this year because the health and safety of our community is first and foremost the most important thing. And based upon what was happening a couple of weeks ago, although things are quiet, thankfully, here in our community, we do know that the virus is not under control. And the last thing that we wanted to do was bring everybody together, which unfortunately, as we know, is not a good thing these days. So with that being said, we put together a committee, and the committee has several subcommittees. Some of our chair people are with us tonight and will be speaking. And very methodically, we have been going through what can we do to make this experience as wonderful and as warm and as spiritual and meaningful as we possibly can, given the circumstances that we're working with. So we went through, what do we do for honors? What do we do for the Torah reading? What do we do for Divrei Torah? What do we do for the children and the programming? What do we do for Tashlich? What do we do for shofar blowing? And every single week, literally every single week we work in conjunction with the staff and the clergy. And this is what we have come up with. We're still doing some of the planning. So if you have any suggestions that you would like to make while we're going through this, please put them in a chat or don't hesitate to email the Chazan or myself. This is our service. This is our high holidays. We're just the committee that's trying to make it happen in the most seamless way possible. Also, as I look, we've got 47 people on. Our congregation's many times larger than this. And so I'm going to encourage you, not necessarily tonight, but over the course of the next couple of weeks, to please share with your friends in the community what we're doing and how wonderful a program we're putting together for the high holidays, so that people are aware and hopefully will give what we're doing a chance. We know that it's not ideal to sit down in front of a screen. We know that people can't do it for exceedingly long periods of time. And so as we go through our program, I'm confident that you will feel as though we've taken all of these things into consideration. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to the Chazan. And again, if you have questions along the way, if you could just type them into the chat box, that would be great. And I will make sure that we address all of them.
Hello, everybody. Can you all see the slideshow that is in front of you? If you can,
Yes.
Give me a thumbs up. Excellent. Okay. So I want to thank Audrey, and I want to thank everybody on the task force, because it really has been a labor of love, and I hope that you all see how much work has gone into planning this high holiday season for you. Thank you to Jonathan Polanski, who has helped me to put together this slideshow. Okay, here we go. So Audrey already started speaking about how we created a HERJC congregant task force, and we did a lot of surveying, both within the congregation and also with colleagues of mine and colleagues of Rabbi Warmflashes and just all of the other synagogues in the area to try to figure out what everybody was doing. We weren't trying to reinvent the wheel. We were trying to find the best things that other people were doing that worked for our community, and try to create a special service that really talks to all of the things that HERJC holds near and dear when it comes to the high holidays. So after today's session, we're going to be creating a FAQ document that will help to address some of the common questions that come up both today and also over the couple of weeks that we've been planning this. And everything, including this presentation and a recording of the whole evening, will be available on the HERJC website. So Norman Doctor, as always, was our wonderful honors chair, and he really did his amazing job again this year. And he was able to assign all of the honors, including Torah Aliyot, Hag Ben Galila, Ark openings, people holding the Torahs, as well as all of the English readings. And all of these honors are being pre-recorded. So Moshe or myself are in the sanctuary with a high definition camera that we are using to do recordings for everybody who has received an honor. We are then editing those videos down and giving them to the production company, which we'll speak about in a little bit, and they will be incorporated into the live service just as if it was happening on the Bima the day of. In addition, we had Torah reading assignment by Judith Niesenholk, and I really appreciated her help in assigning all of our Torah reading. We have a lot of new readers this year, which is really wonderful, and they're all going to be pre-recorded as well, including the Haftarot. We have them laning from the scroll in the sanctuary, and there's no mistakes because if we make a mistake, we just re-record it. And so we take the best recording that has no mistakes, and that's the one that we'll be using the day of for the service. One of the highlights of the service is listening to fellow congregants give Divrei Torah. And I particularly love listening to other people give Divrei Torah, and unfortunately, because we're having a shortened service, we weren't really able to have as many people speak from the Bima during the service. So we've asked Rabbi Warmflash, with the help of Keith Harrow, to assign both a Dvar Torah that will be given during the service, one on Rosh Hashanah day one on the second day, and one on Yom Kippur. But in addition to that, we're going to have a private YouTube playlist where we'll have multiple different congregants giving Divrei Torah that you can access at any point during the Yamim Noraim, anywhere from beginning of Rosh Hashanah all the way through to the end of Yom Kippur and a few days after. They'll be archived there, and if you are, hanging out in the afternoon, maybe during the week, and you want to have a little bit of Torah from a friend of yours, it's a really nice way to connect. All the pre-recorded material that we do, we're asking everyone to dress up in Yontif best clothing. If they wear talis during the service, we ask them to wear their talis. And it's been really nice to have all of the families there together. And Moshe's been offering some family portraits as a little bonus at the end of your recording. If you would like to schedule your recording and you haven't done so yet, please let me know. Phone calls went out from Norman and Keith yesterday. Just a little reminder, if you haven't booked your time yet, to please do so. All the recordings are due September 1st, so we want to get everything done in the month of August. So once we move past all of the recorded parts, we want to make sure that every family can participate at their fullest. And so I'm going to turn over to Audrey to speak a little bit about the holiday bags that we're going to be putting together for you.
Actually, David, do you want to take this since you're with
Beautiful,
us?
David.
Oh, sure.
David Burton was the chair of our HERJC Holiday Bags Committee.
Okay, as Hazan said, we want to include everyone and try to make it as meaningful as possible. So we're going to have a drive-by where people can come by in the temple parking lot on September 13th and on September 14th. You can see the hours there. And we're going to include a Machzor or Machzorim If you want more than one Machzor, you'll hopefully let us know, but we'll have more than one available. The memorial book will be there, the schedule of events, information about Tachlit, the activity packets for families with age-appropriate programming. And Audrey, as always, has procured honey candies, and the temple will provide grape juice. If you are unable to make it to the drive-by, we will make arrangements to deliver the holiday bag to your home. You can also come by the temple. We should have the holiday bags done, I presume, the week before, and we'll get out the dates when people can come by if they want to stop by the temple early and pick it up. The main thing that we're asking is the only thing you need to return is the Machzor. So you will notice when you get your Machzor, there'll be a sticker in the back of it. When you come by to pick up your bag, we will record your number. We may even put, I think the latest talk was to maybe put names on the bags as well. But that's on us. We'll work that out. We just ask that you return the Machzor timely after the holidays. And again, if you're unable to come to the temple to return, call the office and we'll make arrangements to pick it up at your home. And that is about it. I don't think I left anything out, right, Audrey? Hazan, we leave anything out? I don't think so.
You got it all, David. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We got it all. And so you'll notice here it says click here for more information. It's just a flyer that basically has all of the details written out. So if for whatever reason you can't find the slide, just let me know, and it's a Google Doc, and you can either click directly on the slide from the HERJC website, or I can send it to you directly as well. Okay, so we've come to youth programming. Rebecca Osder is our fearless leader when it comes to all things youth programming. Rebecca, you are on. If you wanted to unmute yourself and say hello, you're more than welcome to. I encourage you to say hello.
Thank you very much. Before we say anything else, I'd like to thank both the task force and everybody else involved for your faith in me and your support as I do my best to put together the most extensive virtual programming we can possibly have to incorporate every age group that we have in our HERJC community. Did you want me to go through the offering?
Nope, that's fine. I can go through it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Rebecca has really worked tirelessly to curate these activity packets that are going to be distributed in those holiday bags, and they're going to have prayer content and songs and games and family activities specifically geared towards our religious school and nursery school aged families. On the days of Yontif, we're going to have both age-appropriate Zoom sessions for all the different ages of students that we have, as well as pre-recorded materials that they'll be able to access both on the day and in between all of the holidays. The evening before Rosh Hashanah, which is a Friday night, we're going to be starting our youth and family service, which we had been doing in the spring, and it was really successful and wonderful, and the kids lead the whole service, and I think it'll be a really nice way to kick off our youth programming high holiday season. One amazing thing that we've done this year that's very different is there's this wonderful group of Jewish artists, Rick Recht, Shira Klein, and Rabbi Josh Warshowski, who have created a program called Shirat HaRuach, which is an intergenerational family program for parents and for children to participate together. It is guitar-led and song-happy, and it's really wonderful and engaging. And I'm so excited to be able to roll this out. We're going to have it on Yom Kippur. It'll be available starting on the Sunday before Kol Nidre, and it'll be available through the following week. So even if you're not able to see it on Yom Kippur, you'll be able to watch it afterwards. And again, just like I said, for the holiday bags, on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, it says click here for more info. And that will bring you to the document that has all of the information about every single class that is going to be offered, every program, every experience, every session that we have for youth programming is going to be right in that document. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either myself or Rebecca for youth programming questions. So I wanted to go over the service aspect of the Yamim Noraim. We've talked about the honors, and we've talked about the Torah reading and holiday bags and youth programming, but what about the actual services? So here's where we are. We're going to be doing our Erev Rosh Hashanah services both first and second night on Zoom, so that just like this, we can all be together and see each other, and we can have our normal evening service like we've been doing both on Shabbat and Friday nights, which has been really lovely. We're hoping that a lot of people sign on, and we'll be able to have a little schmooze time like we did today before our town hall meeting began. When it comes to Kol Nidre and the morning services, these are all going to be live streamed with a professional production company. We're going to be using a private YouTube channel, and the link will be given to all of you, and it will also be on the HERJC website, so you'll be able to reach it however you want to, either directly through YouTube or through the HERJC website. Our Kol Nidre service is going to have our double bass opening piece with the Polinsky Boys, and I'm very excited for that. And our morning services, both Rosh Hashanah mornings and Yom Kippur mornings, will start at 9:30. The Rosh Hashanah morning service will be about 2.5 hours, and Yom Kippur will be about 3 hours. We're doing abbreviated services because, as Audrey said, we're very aware of Zoom fatigue and screen fatigue, and sitting in front of a screen for so long is very difficult. So we're trying to give you the experience that you've all been wanting and are hoping for, but also understanding the limitations that we have. Excuse me. Like we had mentioned before, we're going to have pre-recorded congregants giving Divrei Torah both during and after the service. We will be having a socially distanced community shofar blowing on Sunday afternoon. So this is on second day Rosh Hashanah in the parking lot at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. You can come at any time that is comfortable for you. We will have the parking lot marked off on places where you can stand, where you are 6 feet from the next family, and everyone will be socially distant. If you wish to stay in your car, you can probably be just across the street, and if you open your windows, the shofar is loud enough that you will be able to hear it if you don't feel comfortable coming out of your car and being in the parking lot themselves. In addition to the community shofar blowing on Sunday, we're going to be offering time for you to learn how to blow shofar, and that's going to happen through the religious school. So we're going to have a little workshop in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur on how to blow shofar. So if anybody wishes during Ne'ilah, which I'm going to get to shortly, to blow shofar in their home or outside their home for that final Tekiah Gedola, they'll have the skills to be able to do that. We're going to be offering a Zoom virtual Haftarah learning with Rabbi Warmflash on Yom Kippur afternoon, and that's going to happen directly before Mincha, Ne'ilah, and Havdalah, which are all happening on Zoom together. The idea is that we're going to start the holidays on Zoom, and we're going to end the holidays on Zoom so that we can see each other's faces and that we can interact and really get to experience Ne'ilah together and Havdalah together at the end of Yom Kippur, because that's a real highlight of my Yamim Noraim season, and it would be so nice to be able to see everybody at the end with their Havdalah candles in their homes experiencing Ne'ilah together. During Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we have two wonderful things to offer you. We're going to have open ark meditations in the sanctuary. So usually during Ne'ilah, we keep the ark open and we allow for people to line up and spend some time in front of the open ark. And I know that that's a real highlight for a lot of our congregants. And so we wanted to find a way that we can offer them that same special time, just them with the ark open. And so the office has been very generous and have been more than happy to arrange appointments for anybody who wishes to come in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur to spend some special time in front of the open ark together by themselves. In addition, we're going to have two community tashlich times, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. Both of them are at 6:30. religious school gets out at 6:15, and we're hoping that to be able to catch those religious school families and as well as those people who are working all day to be able to come and do tashlich right before they go home and maybe have dinner. In the holiday bags, you'll have instructions on how to do tashlich on your own if you wish to, but if you're looking for a way to connect and you want to do tashlich together as a community, this is a beautiful way for us to be together. So here comes to the tech part. Like I said, we have hired a production company that's going to be helping us to produce the high holiday services, both on Rosh Hashanah Day 1, Day 2, Kol Nidre, and Yom Kippur morning. Now, this production company is going to be giving us very high quality cameras as well as audio equipment. We'll have 2 rehearsals, one before Rosh Hashanah and one before Yom Kippur, to go make sure that everything is exactly the way that it needs to be. I'm going to be live in the sanctuary with a minyan to make sure that we can do all of the parts of the davening that we need to do in order to have a real high holiday service. The integration of all the pre-recorded materials, all the honors and the Torah readings will be seamlessly put in, and you won't even know that you weren't there except if the person sitting next to you who's on the screen. We're going to have some on-site support from this production company to help us with any kind of AV assistance or technical issues we may have. James and his crew will be there to help us, and Harold will be our show caller, and he will be sitting with, but far away enough from the producer of the production team to help and make sure that the service runs smoothly. That brings us to the end of this presentation, but I wanted to say one thing before I open things up for questions. This service could not be what it is if we didn't have everybody here participating. And so the fact that we've been able to have so many people, 180 videos will be incorporated into the high holiday service. That's a lot of people that you know, that you spend services with usually and you hang out with usually, that will be on screen participating and doing the honors that they've held cherished and so special for them years and years and years. And I just really hope that all of the amazing things that we have to offer you, that you see a spark there and you see that this is really the most amazing thing that we can offer you at this point. And the amount of work that's gone into it is really going to show, and it's going to be quite an amazing experience. And I look forward to sharing it with all of you. And I want to thank everybody for all of their hard work. It has been, like I said at the very beginning, a labor of love because we all love HERJC so much, and we really want it to be a successful Yamim Noraim season. So I leave it at that. Audrey, I turn it back to you if you have anything else you would like to add.
Yes, Beverly had sent me a text, a message, which was a phenomenal idea. So what we can do during the drive-by is have the bin out for the Kol Nidre food drive, which Heidi Kreit is going to be leading that effort. So David, if you want to just add on to our to-do list for the P&D committee, is just to make sure that James brings out the table or the bin for the food donations. We should advertise that as well, Ethel, in our constant contact that's going out, so that the people that are accustomed to bringing in donations can still do that.
We also, for those who may not bring them that day, they can pick up the bag when they're the bags are ready. They can pick it up that day and bring it when they return the machzorim. So we're going to be very flexible and get the donations however they feel like doing it.
Great.